Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, and in today's episode I'm going to be showing off my brand new Freedom Breeder rodent racks, rodent breeding racks, whatever you want to call them. So let's get right into it. Alright, so the first thing I'll do is I'll read the specs of the two things that I got, or the two racks that I have here. So you have one here and then one here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show off the racks. I'll kind of show off some of the features on the racks, and then I'll kind of, just a brief summary of these racks. So, read off some specs. So this rack right here has 40 tubs on it, so it's 8 columns, or I'm sorry, 8 tubs per column here, and then 5 tubs per row here, right? So, this is called the Rodent 1050-10. I went with semi-clear tubs. I do have casters on so I can roll it around, which comes in handy whenever you're sweeping behind these things because they do get a little messy, but that's fine. That's why they're on concrete floors. I chose for the food hopper to be in the front on both of these, which is nice, and I don't regret that. And it is movable actually, so if I did ever regret it, I could move it, but I like the way it is. I can just load the food hopper. They send you, well, not they send you, you buy one of these, and you just put it right here. Show you how it goes. So you just put it like this, and then you just take your food, and you just put it in right here, and it funnels right in, which is amazing, and it makes feeding, and these hoppers fill up pretty full, and I'm going on almost 3 weeks now and I haven't had to refill it, so really cool, like really cool. So for the rodents, as far as watering system goes, I did get the watering system. You know, pro tip to anybody out there, if you're gonna spend the money to buy a rodent rack, I don't care if it's a wood rack, I don't care if it's just a 3-tier system, whatever it is. Spend the extra money, or if you build it yourself, buy the extra parts and put in a watering system. Just do it. It makes this actually feel worth it. If you don't have a watering system, this does not feel worth it. And I know from experience, because my last rack that I had did not have a watering system. I had to fill up water bottles for them, and that, like, literally I was spending almost about an hour to an hour and a half a week filling up these bottles, and it sucked because the way the rack was set up, I couldn't get bigger bottles because then the bottom drawer, or I'm sorry, the one above it wouldn't open. So if you got a bigger bottle, it would overlap to the cage above it and it wouldn't open. So it was a pain, and I'm very happy that I don't have to deal with that anymore, and it has saved so much time. Like I said, I bought the food funnel. That is an added extra, but for $30, like I said, for what you're spending, $30, just do it. Like I said, I got the water line enclosure, the gravity reservoir, and then I got the pressure regulator. So up here, you have, and I'll zoom in on it, but you just have a regulator that you can kind of turn as you want. I leave it fully open. If somebody has these and they don't think I should leave it fully open, let me know. I would like to know that if I'm messing up by leaving it like that. So when I got the racks, I couldn't really film assembling it because we were still assembling the room. I should have filmed it, but you know, pro YouTuber over here, so it didn't happen. But one thing that I will say is when they came in shipped on pallets, it was very simple to put them together. I did have a little bit of trouble on this rack here. Oh, I didn't even talk about this rack. Hang on. Okay, so this rack right here, guys, and this is gonna be my grow out tubs. I'm just not quite there yet, but you will need these, so don't think that you won't. This is the Rodent 9915, and it kind of has the same specs as everything else. One thing I will say that I did go with that was quite a bit of an adder. I mean, it was only a $100 adder for both racks, but it was the stainless steel tips. So when you buy racks from Freedom Breeder, they give you a lot of options on the water nozzles. that you get to pick. I went with the stainless steel spring-loaded, and honestly, the main reason that I did that was just because I saw Snake Discovery and Balls to You. I think his name is Gavin. I'm like 99% certain on that. I did a lot of research on these before I bought them. I watched their videos, and I think that they both went with those. I could be wrong. Maybe I just Googled it, or maybe it was just the most expensive. So in my head I go, it has to work the best. So I just bought it. That could have been the case. The inspiration as to how some of these racks, how I ordered some of them, was from kind of how I saw Snake Discovery do it and Balls to You do it. And anybody else, because I have been watching so many rat videos on YouTube, and there's like a lot out there, but there's not a lot out there. They're kind of hard to find. But a lot of this stuff is not like original ideas by me. I am like researching it, and I'm picking what I think is best, and then it's trial and error from here. So that's kind of the specs on the racks. So I will say, if you care about price, I'll tell you what I paid for them. If you don't care about price, you can just skip ahead like 20 seconds. So for this rack right here, and once again, this is the 1050-10, I paid $3,706 for it. And then this rack right here is the 9915. I paid $1,917 for it. So total for the two, $5,623. And shipping was an additional like 600 bucks, because these things can't be broke apart. They can't be, they're stainless steel, so they're staying where they are. So shipping is very expensive because they are very heavy. So it was a big investment, obviously, because when you hear that kind of money, if you're in the ball python world, you're thinking like, wow, I could have had an absolutely crazy desert ghost female, or I could have had a really cool clown pied male, or something like that. So it is a big investment, but I am keeping a spreadsheet on every single rat that we feed, that I produce, and I'm gonna see how long it takes to pay these off. Now, mind you, I only have a collection of 18 snakes at the moment. Now we are breeding this year, so it may it may grow, it may come down. We are adding, as money presents itself, I seem to add things. So we'll see. I'm very interested. I did watch a ton of Freedom Breeder videos before I bought these. Specifically, there's a series, and I'm gonna try to find it and link it below. Jesse and his dad, which I forget, I don't remember his dad's name. I just know he calls him the old man. They did a series, I think it's 2 or 3 parts, where his dad talks about, all right, you want to breed rats? Start here, go here, then to here, then to here, then to here, then to here, and it's a lot of information that is, I mean, like he even says it in the video, like usually for us to give you this information you had to buy, but now it's marketing, it's very smart. So really great information too on that. And honestly, Freedom Breeder videos in general, there's a lot of great rat videos that they have. So, and that's kind of why I purchased these. Also is just from doing my research and everything. And it is funny because Freedom Breeder does have a gold standard in this hobby. As I have like I think I have TGR racks upstairs or something, or I have boaphile racks upstairs for all my ball pythons. But one day I'll get to Freedom Breeder racks. But when it comes to rats and rodents and things like that, I'm not gonna mess around. I'm not gonna build my own stuff. It's just this, and I've had it for 3 weeks now, and the cleaning process has been insanely easy. The smell hasn't been that bad. Now they are in a big room. It's not necessarily well ventilated. It's actually very well insulated. But it's a big room and it's not a lot of rats, so it doesn't stink out here. Honestly, it smells more like the pine bedding that I use and the pine shavings that I use and the pine pellets that I use. That's what it smells like out here, which compared to what I was doing before, I will take the smell all day, every day. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna open up some of the tubs and show you. It's really nothing like, I mean, it's not like nothing you've ever seen before. It's just a rack system, and it's great. Now, spec wise, so just so everybody knows, these are, Freedom Breeder designs these for mice, I believe is what it says on there. I'm using them for ASFs, and I have another video coming out soon that talks about everything that I am breeding in here and things I'm experimenting with and some things like that. So, you know, subscribe, look out for that video, but let's kind of jump into just kind of showing you what these are. I mean, it's really nothing too crazy, but I think it's pretty cool. So these are the FB15 tubs. So the way that this rack works, I'll scoot back a little bit, 25 inches from here to here. It's 72 inches tall, and then depth-wise, you can't even see my hand, depth-wise, like this, back and forth, is 21.5 inches. So pretty good sized tub, as you can see. Plenty big enough for some ASFs to grow out in. And actually, I'm rereading their description of it. This rack works perfectly for mouse holding pens and grow out colonies, as well as African soft-furred rats. So there you have it. And that's mainly what I'm using it for, is the African soft furs. And then, so you can see here, if I take this off and I kind of come down here, right here is the nozzle. See the water come down, and I mean, it's pretty incredible. You know, it's nothing fancy, but one thing that Freedom Breeder does, and this was one reason that I also went with them as opposed to building my own. See if I get under there. Yeah, so you can see it has this housing around it, which protects it so that rats can't get to the water lines, which is pretty cool. And if you look up in here, let me see if I can't find it. Okay, right there. See it? There it goes. They just hit that, and it's hard. They cannot get in there and ruin your water. I guess I shouldn't say it's impossible, and yes, we have some insulation to still do back here. Or not insulation, I'm sorry, drywall. But anyway, it's not impossible, but it makes it very difficult, and honestly, they're not going to chew through stainless steel, so unless you kind of have it on wrong, which, that's one mistake that I did make. Whenever it came in, you put all the tubs in the night before and let it run for like 24 hours, and then see where you're leaking, and then adjust that. Now, thankfully, none of my nozzles just leaked on their own. The problem I was having was on some of them, I had to finagle it to make sure that it didn't, that the nipple didn't hit the stainless steel on the side, which is not an issue because none of my tubs, you know, knock on wood, have not leaked. Nothing's happened. It's only been 3 weeks though, so you know, hopefully it works for a while. But everything's been really good, and it's a really solid design. And they have stoppers in the back, which I forgot to mention. They have stoppers in the back so you can't over push, which is big. And it just, I don't know, they're just solid built racks. Okay, so now we'll move over to this one, and I will show you guys. So these are the FB10 tubs right here. They are 3.5 inches tall, 21.5 inches deep, and then 9.25 inches wide. So good sized tub, good for mice, good for ASFs. Same design over there. It has a lip in the back that catches the tub so you can't overextend it. Same watering system. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about these Freedom Breeder racks, is how simple they actually are. I mean, you're paying a lot of money, but it's, you know, it's American made, it's stainless steel, and it's just nice. It's just legit. Like, there is no way around it. They're very high quality racks, and I didn't think I'd like them as much as I do, but I really do like them a lot. So just to kind of show you guys what we have here, and this is one of my colonies. We have 14 babies in here, and I'm doing a 1.4 currently. Like I said, I get more into the experimenting that I'm doing with colonies in a video that's going to come out. But before, I was having a very high death rate of my babies, and so far this last month, we've only lost 3 babies out of, or we've had 62 born, and we currently, I counted today, we have 58 remaining. So we've only had 4 deaths, which, you know, when you're talking litters this big and things like that, that's, I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. All right, guys, you know, overall, 10 out of 10 recommend. I'll do a video in 6 months or something, you know, like, I'll probably title it like, do I still like my racks? And it'll be like super clickbaity, and it'll, you know, like, it'll be good. I'm sure I'll still like them. So, I really like them currently. Very nice. The only complaint that I do have actually is that this food trough, and this is user error, this is not on Freedom Breeder, is sometimes I don't clip it on all the way and then the food slants and just rolls right off, and like, just because I'm going too fast, if I just slowed down it would be totally fine. So that's one mistake on my part, but you know, overall, like I said, fantastic racks. I'll do an update on them, like I said. I'm gonna have some more content coming revolving around the rats, just because I think it's pretty interesting stuff. And I also understand too that, you know, not everybody who breeds ball pythons or anything like that is, I mean, I don't even really breed ball pythons yet, honestly. I've yet to produce a single baby. This is my actual first season because we have more than 2 females actually breedable. So, you know, this is kind of like the start of everything, and it's a great foundation setter. But anyway, that's kind of my tour on the Freedom Breeder rats, or Freedom Breeder racks. If you guys have any questions or anything or want to know more about them, comment them down below. I will have a link. I'll provide a link to the racks I bought or something like that, I guess, just so you can see if you want to, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this video. If you liked it and you want more rat content, hit the like button. And comment down below if you guys want to see more about this or know more about kind of what's going on back here and what I do and things like that. So until next time, guys, stay safe and stay positive.